Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first edition of Chainsaw Trailer Breakdown. Episode 1 being, of course, Mario Odyssey. I'm DKP.
I'm Major Tom.
And, yeah, there is a load of shit to talk about in this particular trailer.
A fuck ton of shit.
So, yeah, and, for the sake of time, let's get this fucking thing going. Alright, first off, we got the Dixie Theater, along with New Donk City. I don't know if that's too obvious, but yeah, there are a shitload of Donkey Kong references in this particular zone. I'll be pointing those out as we go along.
Yeah, there's also Crazy Cap, which is getting that big center treatment right there. We'll see a lot more of that popping up as well. And I think that there's a lot to do with the theme of what's going on with this game. So, yeah, I'll explain some more of that as we go along as well.
All right. Moving on, getting a little bit better view. Of course, we're gonna go and pause it there. You do see Mario's ship, which we'll get a better view at. Once again, as we go along.
There's a couple of billboards here. You can see a green one that's got a skull guy with a sombrero on, and you can see one in the bottom left. It's like a red tower that's got some green foliage stuff all over it,
with the title of Cog Wild,
yeah.
Along with Diddy's Mart. Of course, located mid-Dixie Street. And if you look here as well, right about here-ish, you'll see what looks to be Cranky Street.
Yeah.
So far, we have basically all the Kongs represented, almost. Well, if you consider Donkey, right?
Yeah.
And you got Dixie, Cranky, and Diddy. Yeah.
There's some
seems pretty obvious.
question mark signal lights that are a clear Nintendo or Mario Brothers reference as well.
Yeah. And, alright, what else we got here?
Let's keep going. Oh, pause it here if you can. Oh, see if you can go back just a little bit.
You betcha.
Try to get the front of the license plate.
It was 1981.
It was 1981-ND, and then New Donk City is what it says under it.
Ah, there you go.
So, 1981, at least from my understanding, was the year that Donkey Kong was released on the NES. Or, I'm sorry, not on NES. NES didn't come out until 85. Specifically the arcade version of Donkey Kong.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Which I think there's some references to that as well. And I think New Donk City in general is kind of a big reference to that. Do you want to talk about that now?
Yeah,
we might as well, right? Okay. Because you're the one who brought up this theory. I thought it was really interesting.
Yeah, which is, I don't really think so much a theory anymore as I want to call it fact. Okay. So yeah, in the original Donkey Kong, it's kind of almost like you're traversing, I don't want to say scaffolding, but the actual innards of a building that's yet to be erected.
Yeah. So it's like a city is being built around, and this is where Mario is trying to rescue Paulina, I believe is her name.
I think it was Paulina, but yeah, whoever DK is, and of course he's kidnapped Mario's old gal,
or Jumpman's.
Yeah, Jumpman at that point.
So yeah, it would be interesting if it's like
that's the only place that Donkey Kong has ever been in a city before. Yeah, which is of course your scaffolding from the original. So it only makes sense that this is the city where it took place.
Yeah, like 30 years later. This is...
And somehow they're all really like Donkey Kong now, despite the fact he was a kidnapper.
I mean, he may not be. They may just be, like, naming it so he doesn't come back and rampage.
Imagine this shit. Imagine if this is, like, extended lore for Donkey Kong, where it's like... Because he's an ape, you never hear himself call himself Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
What if that's what the people called him, because he was the Kong of Donk City?
I like this.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's possible.
Yeah. Very cool.
Alright, let's move on.
Yep. And here, our first appearance
of the titular in his orthopedic shoes.
Yeah, what's up with those shoes, bro?
Yeah, they really are just terrible.
They are. They're like, what are those, orthopedic shoes?
Yeah.
He's wearing like little brown orthopedic shoes.
But my feet are so comfy. Yeah, I guess.
Look at the lines in that denim.
It does look pretty great.
Welcome to the next generation, Mario.
Yeah, I am more certain now that it's Cranky Street, by the way.
Cool.
Really wish we could see what is in the background on the kind of middle right. But yeah, can't see that street sign just yet.
Cool. Let's keep going. Look at that, spinning the hat.
and then he takes off at
Boom,
not that
gameplay.
fast. That was one thing I noticed after going
You're
through
like-
this. It's like he's about to be hauling ass, and then
Yeah.
he's just leisurely jogging. So yeah, let's see if we can catch any of the street signs.
If you look, go back
Okay.
a little bit.
Yeah, sure. How far? How
Just-
far you want it?
A little bit more. Right here. Look at these people. Now
Yeah,
this is we've talked about this a little bit. We talked about it today some. One of the more like jarring, or I guess like I'm going to say frustrating. I don't know if that's the right word to use. I'm very excited for this game, but there's one part that is really getting to me, and it's the relation of Mario's size to all of these other people who are basically dressed in 1940s suits.
Yeah, noir sort of looking.
But they're like the only
but-
thing that's noir about this. I mean, I guess being in a city is kind of noir in and of itself. But
Well,
the cabs
not really
the cabs
so
don't look
much.
super old.
Well, the cabs don't, but there's a part later that I'll point out.
Okay.
Which kind of it has more of that noir feel. It's when there's like a day and night cycle, kind of.
Yeah.
And at nighttime, you can kind of see it a little bit better.
Okay.
Kind of what that is. But yeah, and also like if assuming that this is the original city that Donkey Kong took place in, was Jumpman a separate character that was like full height, but Mario and
I don't know.
We're getting in the weeds. here.
It's breaking the lore, and I'm real weird.
That Mario
I'm weirded
lore.
out.
That Donkey Kong. lore.
Kotaku called it an
An existential crisis.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. Existential crisis.
All right, moving on. Oh, so we got Espresso Street.
Yeah.
For anyone who does not remember, that is the name of the ostrich in the original Donkey Kong Country that you only see once.
Something else worth pointing out is Mario just did a triple jump off of the top of a taxi that,
He's about to. Now
damage
he's
the hood
doing
of the
it.
taxi. We get a little bit of parkour there.
Parkour.
Which, I don't know. I can't recall a time where we've seen Mario do like parkour tricks like that. I mean, Mario 64, and even in like Donkey Kong 94.
Well, like, this looks more like Prince of Persia style jumping,
Yeah, exactly.
or Assassin's Creed.
Exactly.
At least the
the twirling of the
half
pole.
somersault through the pole. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you also look right here, the way his arms are floating out, that does kind of lead me to believe that, like in a Super Mario World,
Super Mario 3D World.
yeah, I'm sorry, where you kind of have the float for a little bit, and he has his arms like that. He's kind of kicking his feet like he's swimming. I do think that will be a feature in here as well.
For sure. I think it's going to be a combination of animations. Just to pause it real quick, we can go back to it if you want to, but you can see him climbing on the side of a ledge, which is also something that you don't normally see in a Mario game, which looks like it's, like we were talking about earlier, parkour similar to something like a Prince of Persia or Assassin's Creed. While we're on this shot, I think this is a good shot. This city is above the clouds, so it looks like the majority of this map is going to take place above the clouds on the tops of other buildings. I mean, I don't know. I think a lot of the world is going to look something similar to this. But you can see things like tarps that I'm assuming he's using to bounce off of. There are a lot of water tanks, which I don't know if there's a relevance to any of those throughout the game.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Look at this in particular.
Yeah.
These areas, this is the exact same sort of stuff, right? That scaffolding sort of stuff I was mentioning earlier.
Yeah.
That was in the original Donkey Kong.
For sure.
Also, this does mention, or does lend to, that it's not going to be open world in these areas.
Yeah.
Like, people, when you see the city, you think, like, truly kind of open world a little bit. And I saw some people joking about that. But no, this is... You can clearly see how the world's defined as far as space.
For
At least
sure.
for this level. And there might be different ones, but...
Also, that airship we saw flying earlier in the beginning, you can see it that it's landed down on that skyscraper over there. And we'll see more of that here in a moment.
All right. Let's go.
And there it is. Back up just a little bit,
You got it.
so we can talk a little bit more about it in detail for what we can see. For starters, we can see that it's just like, it looks like a little Mario house. There's a globe over here on our left-hand side. There's a flag that looks like a checkpoint flag from the more recent Mario games or the new Mario Brothers series. And then there's some sort of orange globe on top of it. And of course there's a spotlight or I guess it's like a, like a bright light in your car. Help me out here. What are those called?
What are you
High
talking
beams?
about?
It's like a high beam light.
Like a spotlight.
A spotlight.
Yeah.
I think that's what I don't know. But yeah, neat little Mario house. It looks like,
Plus
at least based on what we're
top
seeing.
hats here as well. You got
Yeah.
one on the front, like an emblem here.
Exactly, and there's a hat on the floor.
Yep.
Even the lamp, if you look at the lamp post, that looks like a little top hat as well. So hats, we saw that cap shop, Crazy Cap.
Yep.
I think hats are going to be a big, big part of this game, and you'll get more information on that here in a moment.
All right.
Cool little airship. I was asking you earlier, like, how do these airships work?
It's the same way in every, like, Japanese especially, if there's like a floating
Is it a
airship,
steam engine?
it's like sails on top. Just,
Yeah.
if they have spinning fans on the side, it's fine. It's going somewhere. So yeah, see, sand and what I can only assume like is ice.
Yeah.
Which, people might think, well, those might be like salt formations, but there are definitely what look to be icicles
In this desert area.
Yeah, a
So,
little bit.
based on the transition that we just got, he was in the city area, then he stood on top of his little airship, and now he's in a completely new world. A sand world. Throughout this trailer, we're going to see 4 different worlds, and we'll kind of go into a little bit of detail on each of those. New Donk City, and of course, this is like if you want to go ahead and hit play.
And of course, we got our barrel roll here, baby.
So yeah, what I was talking about earlier is this looks like like a fiesta world. It's got these little skull guys like Dia de los Muertos. Looks like it's obviously Hispanic inspired world. Super colorful, and of course, if you look on the right, you can see a sign that says Crazy Cap. So there's that Crazy Cap shop showing up again, and we'll get a better shot of the shop here in a moment. And I can theorize some more with you.
Definitely more ice. Looks, well, as far as I know, those aren't even maracas; those are ice creams. Yeah, I mean they could be.
A guy can dream.
Yeah, and we got these little purple Doritos here.
Yeah, so we'll be seeing these little purple collectibles showing up through all the different levels. Just take note of the shape. These are shaped like little Doritos. And then, of course, you can see like a fountain in the middle here that's frozen over. Again.
Along with the icicles.
Yeah. How is all this frozen over?
It's desert. It looks like it shouldn't be.
I guess we'll have to play to find out.
Play the trailer, you mean?
No, the game.
All right.
So look, this looks like our third world. It looks like he's landed down. We get a better shot of the globe that's above his floating island thing.
Are you sure that's a globe?
I mean, I'm just calling it a globe. It's a bottle.
Because what that
it
almost looks like to me, like if this isn't a sail, and
That's
it's
a
more
sail.
like this looks like lava or something producing heat.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is. That's a really cool theory. I like that. I also just noticed the actual airship itself is in the shape of a top hat.
Yeah, it seems like we should have noticed that earlier. But,
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah.
And so do the port side windows here.
Yep.
Are also more top hats.
So yeah, this is a forest area. If you notice, these 3 areas visually look completely different from each other.
Yeah. I mean, the second one looked like a world I could see Mario in.
For sure.
This one, it's not like a goofy forest. It's like dense, deep, dark.
Super detailed.
Kind of,
you can see leaves.
A little bit
You can
out of
see
place.
grass. Yeah.
Not necessarily
Same
a
sort
bad
of thing. Same sort of thing with New Donk City, where you're seeing these people, these real human beings. Looks out of place. So, obviously that implies you're jumping into different worlds or different realities or something like that.
Yeah, this is a world that would be more in place with like the overmap of one of the Donkey Kong Country games. Either Part 1, the Forest World there, or the Forest World in Part 3.
Yeah.
That dense kind
Definitely
of dark,
reminds me of the Forest
dark,
World in Part
ominous forest.
Yeah.
So yeah, interesting. But what they didn't have, which we'll see here in a second, is a Fern Gully type machinery,
So yeah, there's some industrial tech going on here. These look like little spigots that are spewing out water to help this grow. Obviously we don't know what the connection is to all of this kind of stuff yet, but maybe it's all this industry that's helping create this big, beautiful forest for us.
I mean, you also have
We got our
tree
coins.
climbing confirmed.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm not sure if these are here to really help, harm, or what exactly they are.
Dance. I can confirm that they're here to dance.
Well, yeah, they're all dancing.
Yeah.
Seems to be...
Pause again. Sorry, go back just a little bit.
Sure.
And if you notice, there's the Crazy Cap store again. It's the third time we've seen it in the third world that we've seen so far. And again, there's a theory that we'll be talking about in detail very shortly.
All right.
Please be excited.
Please be excited.
Here's some water. He's doing his little hand thing again.
I will say that water does look good.
It looks great. There's a good water trail that's like splashing up behind him.
Plus you have vegetation on the trees here, which that might be climbable. Because it's not around all the trees.
Yeah.
So it might be how you kind of traverse up a tree in order to use branches to jump to connecting ones, that sort of thing.
Also, it's kind of hard to see, but the animation, like his hat, the way it animates, it doesn't stay stuck to his head, it bounces, which is kind of interesting.
So this, remember the Cog Wild?
Yeah,
that we mentioned earlier.
Yep.
This
Where
seems
we saw
to be
a red industrial
a
tower that had green foliage growing on it.
Yeah, this seems to be kind of a direct reference, or Cog Wild seems to be a direct reference to whatever this world is.
And if I was a betting man, which I am, if you watch Chainsaw 8, I would say this world has Cog Wild or something like that in the title of this world. Also, meant to point out earlier, but we saw that green billboard that had the skull and the sombrero that clearly connected to
the desert world earlier.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying... I think Cog Wild might not be the name of the world, but it might be the name of whatever industry is taking over this place with all the mechanical stuff.
For sure.
Might be like the brand name of those. It might be called the Cogs or something like that.
Who
knows? But particularly right now, there's a path going out in front of you as you move along it. I could easily see an objective to traverse through this world being there's like a line of seeds or something that you gotta
Absolutely.
spray, and then they all sprout at once.
Yeah.
And you can kind of run with them.
Yeah, based on the way a lot of these 3D open world Mario games have worked in the past, you complete these missions and then something will happen that will expand the world to you, or you'll be able to progress to a new area. So I think that we are definitely seeing that. If you look there above the little where the creek is growing or flowing into this little pond, you'll see more of those little purple things, but they're shaped like bolts. So, which may be associated with industrial forestization. What's that called?
Deforestation or
deforestation
it'd be
or forestation
on this one.
Yes, the forestation.
All right, and also got a warp pipe back there.
Yeah.
Got fish confirmed, baby.
Fish confirmed.
Man.
Nice little dive. We're getting some cool Mario animations here.
We
More
got
shots of
E-block.
this world. Yeah,
And
we got the P-block.
it definitely looks like they're making industrial figures, but like with vegetation over there.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly the point or purpose,
For sure.
but hey, pretty neat.
And that tower that we referenced that was in that billboard, it's clearly this tower here. You can also see that light. I'm assuming the light is objectives. If you look throughout the trailer, you're going to see a lot of different points where there's a beam of light. And I think that that's going to be tied to your primary objective. For, in Mario 64 or Mario Sunshine, you would jump through the painting, and it would go bop, 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 and it would say the mission like, collect 7 coins or whatever it is.
Also,
so I would think that that's the objective associated with what you're trying to accomplish.
one thing that's kind of hard to notice, which I think is pretty important to what this world likely is, I think it's likely a biodome of sorts.
Yeah, for sure. You can
because
see
if you look back here, you can see what looks to be like a dome-shaped windows.
We'll definitely keep an eye on that because that pops up in other worlds.
Really?
It does.
All right. So yeah, kind of a its own segregated area off, I guess, from the rest of it, segregated away from the rest of whatever the hell is outside of it.
Yeah. Here's a look at our fourth and final world that we'll see throughout the trailer. And it is a Art Deco food world with chef forks and just a lot of weird shit.
Food made out of rocks, it seems, or minerals.
Something like that. It's clearly completely different from the 3 worlds that we saw previously, which is it's cool. I think that we're going to see a lot of neat art styles and a lot of different use of what they're doing with the technology of the Switch. So yeah, let's keep going. Look at that. This guy's little arm forks.
Everything's constantly dancing.
Everything is dancing.
Yeah.
Maybe that's his cure, is to stop dancing.
And we got
Maybe
turnips
he's-
confirmed.
Turnips
as well.
confirmed, yeah.
Like in
Also,
Super Mario
rabbits,
2.
really fucking annoying rabbits that you have to catch. Confirmed.
Oh god, you're right.
See if you can go back just a little bit. See a frying pan there, but we'll touch on that here in a moment. A little bit more. Okay, so if you look behind this big, what looks like an apple, you can see another one of those same coloration as the collectible Doritos and collectible bolts that we saw in 2 of the previous worlds. So can't tell what the shape is, but my guess is it has something to do with food.
More than likely. I mean, even the Hammer Bros, I guess
Or
the Frying Pan Bros.
Cooking
now.
bros, yeah. Throwing the frying pans.
And everything looked like it was made out of cheese back then.
Yep.
Yeah, you can see a better shot of
Yeah, a great shot of this. A couple of things I want to point out. That globe, that is definitely not Earth.
Yeah.
At least not the Earth that we are currently living on. And then what looks like a little mouse door, like a little extra door where maybe it has a little mouse pal.
I think
guess there might be one on the other
where it's
side.
bolted down. Yeah, that goes all the way
Gotcha.
around it.
Just some design touches.
Yeah.
Look
Of
at him
course.
going on an adventure. My guess is this is like a cinematic of the first time he goes to an adventure.
Or it's every time you swap worlds, maybe.
Maybe so.
Anything to say about the back of the ship there?
Nope, looks very cool though. Of course, you can see the lava-powered top hat airship.
Yeah, you can.
We're back to the city. If you look on the banners hanging there, it's kind of hard to tell. There'll be better shots in the future, but they say New Donk City. You can see the beacon of light that was in the background in the city, and then you can see your airship back there as well.
One thing to note, he's not shivering because he's scared like I thought the first 4 times I watched. This is definitely back to the ice world we're in.
Or the ice desert world. But it's also something that you'll notice that's a stark contrast from earlier. It's nighttime, so there's a day-night cycle in this game.
And yeah, you can see a little bit down, that goes away. The checkpoint flags are there from, Super Mario Land? Or World
Super
3D,
Mario,
whatever it is.
New Super Mario Brothers,
Yeah.
New Super Mario 3D World, those kind of things. Of course, we're getting some jump roping.
Jump roading, huh?
This will be the screenshot that we use as the thumbnail for the YouTube video. So the person who clicked this video, they probably clicked it because they were like, "Oh man, there's Mario jump roping." So here you go, baby.
And yeah, that's one thing I want to point out. The fellow that's in the background right here, if you look, another thing that we have confirmed, which is good. Tank controls confirmed. Look at that.
Boom! Tank
Yeah.
controls. We see the dancing forks. We see Mario right here dancing with one of the little whatever those things are called.
Fern Gully thing. I hate seeing Mario dance with his mouth open. I don't know what it is about it.
My
stand
2-year-old son dances a lot, and this is exactly how he dances. So Mario is 2-year-old, confirmed. And he's got a boombox and some music notes and stuff. So
Yep, jumping in clam chowder?
clam chowder, that's what we're gonna call that.
Yeah.
Got burned, yeah, like the larva. Go back to that real quick, and then there's
Sure.
our crazy cap thing I want to talk about. Very dark and isolating. Something that you were talking about with Mario 64 that you said that you really liked was that it was a very isolated game, even over like Mario Sunshine. You jump into these paintings, and generally speaking, you're by yourself. In the Mushroom Kingdom, there are little toads and stuff you can talk to, but there are very few things to talk to. It's a very lonely experience in Super Mario 64.
But that
And
was
a
a,
shot
that was
like
a good
this,
thing.
for sure, for sure.
I mean,
And a
seeing
shot
the
like this
giant
kind of
eel
captures
in the
that.
water level, or
Absolutely.
just being other large creatures inhabiting those lands that you shouldn't be a part of.
Yeah. But here's a good example of something similar to that. It's very isolating. All right, so let's get to my crazy cap theory. Obviously, hats are important here. Your ship is a hat. There's a lot of stuff shaped like hats. You see this crazy cap shop and all of the things so far. If you look to the left of the shop, there's a post that has a plethora of different types of hats. There appears to be a sombrero. There is a football helmet. There's a construction worker's hat. There's a top hat. There might be another one there. But, and a baseball cap on top.
I'm not sure that's a construction worker's cap. That might be
Like a miner's hat? Or
well,
like a safari hat?
Like a safari hat. That's
Okay.
kind of what it looked like. Especially
Yeah.
seeing as how there isn't an animal you can ride in this one. It's a
Yeah.
lie.
So, what my theory is that hats obviously play a big part in this, but that, in previous Mario games, you would find, you would find the
metal
leaf.
cap,
Yeah, exactly. You would find the leaf and it would turn you into Tanuki Mario. These hats are going to give you all the different abilities, and that you buy them or you borrow them or that you purchase them or something. There's going to be some sort of interaction that you have with a shopkeeper that allows you to obtain one of these hats to be able to use it to accomplish, different objectives or missions in each of these worlds.
And then you might think a football helmet seems far-fetched, but we've seen football helmets in Super Mario before.
Absolutely. Super Mario World was
the little runner
first appearance.
guys.
Yep.
So yeah, it's maybe you'll get the ability to kick footballs at people like they did, in that one.
Yeah.
Who knows?
We'll see.
But you've got Jack and the Beanstalk
What
type
we were
of stuff here.
Yeah, what we were talking about earlier is, when we saw the pathway, the green leaves that were creating a pathway across an open gap. You accomplish a mission, and then it gives you access to be able to do something. And I think that, you probably hit the right switch or you did the right things to result in this beanstalk growing up that will lead you to another part of this map.
Ooh,
Here it
we got
is. First
Pim Pam
appearance.
Bowser, baby.
Look at the scales on his face. That's some scales.
And everyone's odd job in this one.
Yep. So again, the hat theory. Hats are obviously important. We see Bowser here using his as a boomerang. It is a pimp suit, but
without a doubt,
more likely it is a tuxedo to wear for an event that we will talk about more here in a little bit. And there it is, first appearance where you get to see Mario throw his hat. He can jump and throw his hat. We can also see the signs. We can see the Cranky Street specifically a lot more clearly now. Squawks.
Yes, Squawks. Squawks something. Squawks was, of course, the parrot.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's going to be pretty cool to go see all the DK references there.
Go back just a little bit.
Sure.
And it'll be the first time that we see
Bullet Bill.
Mario. Yeah, we have the Bullet Bill. This is also, if you kind of look around, you can tell this is the desert world. We're just not in the Fiesta part of it.
Right.
We're just in like where the ruins are, what appear to be like similar to Mayan ruins. If you watch this really closely or watch it slowly, you can watch it slowly on YouTube. You can see him actually like jump off of his hat right here to reach this, to reach the top of this little cliff. And there was also another flag there. So we can stop right here. You can see that light in the background. We got a couple of treasure chests that look like Legend of Zelda treasure chests. And then we have, this little lion sphinx thing. Which give me just a moment and I'll pull it up. But if you played Super Mario Land on the Game Boy, there was like a wolf dog villain thing. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can pull up his name real quick. Sorry for the delay.
Well, regardless of what it is, this is a recurring character. Not the first time we've seen it.
Yeah.
Which, a lot of people didn't recognize it.
King Toto Misu.
Yep.
King Toto Misu.
I never knew that's what his name was, but
yeah. King Toto Misu was his name in Super Mario Land. But yeah, we saw the turnips from Super Mario 2. We're seeing the flagpoles from Super Mario. Similar to the Switch presentation where they're like, all of this stuff that we've learned from all of these, 30 years of making video game consoles, that's what we're putting into the Switch. And I think that's probably their mentality with Super Mario Odyssey as well. Is, let's take a lot of the things that inspired or built up. So people who have spent time with Mario games, who have a great history with them, I think there's going to be a lot of Easter eggs, a lot of things to appreciate in Super Mario Odyssey. Something I want to note right here, we're back at nighttime. We're clearly in the desert world. I have this theory that all the little sombrero guys that have the maracas turn into zombies at night, similar to like Simon's Quest. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it kind of reminds me of Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
Link to the Past. Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, absolutely.
When it's at nighttime, the ghouls come out and stuff.
Yep. Here we get our first shot of the piranha plants, and they're spitting some sort of goo out. We get these Rolo-looking...
What the hell are those?
I don't know. New enemies, new enemy types. They look like Rolos with vine legs. Here we get a shot of the desert as well, and there's something that looks like a little drone. I think. Not sure.
Who knows?
Clearly the desert world, and then we have that bright light shining again.
Well, what that likely has to do with, if you look here, this is traveling along one of those path, like the cables like in the other games.
Yeah.
So it might be, if you can somehow get it through there, it might change direction or something like that. You might throw your hat at it, and that might change the direction in which it's facing, which will change the direction in which your platform moves.
For sure. We've got some tanks wearing hats that are shooting not bullet bills, but little tanks. And if you look at the background, that looks like a, kind of an Art Deco building. So it's clear that we're back in the city. And it looks like it's also raining, if you can tell by the way the lighting effects are bouncing. And you paused at a great place. You can see in the background Bowser with his top hat and his suit on. Bowser and Peach.
The Royal Wedding.
The Royal Wedding.
Yep, which we'll get a better shot up here.
Yep. So, of course, we're in the city. We've got the rain. We've got the nice lighting effects coming off of Mario's cap. And yeah, we see the nice big invitation billboard for the wedding that I'm sure Peach is very excited for.
Yeah, but this kind of has like a very noir feel to it as well.
For sure.
Kind of like the whole Broadway play almost reminds me of Batman's beginning of his parents getting mated.
Yeah,
that sort of thing. And there we go once again.
Creeps me out, man. He's a little bit too big for her. You know what I'm saying?
Are you trying?
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I get you.
Not beyond the fact that he's a dinosaur.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird things happening there. I mean, at least he's not, what is it, Dennis Hopper anymore?
I can appreciate his what look like horseshoes.
Yeah.
Like chrome horseshoes that wrap around his little dinosaur feet.
I don't know, ain't a little.
He's got style.
Crushed Mario's hat. Also, we have what
Introduction
look
of-
like are going to replace the Koopa Kids.
Possibly. I mean, these could just be villains for a particular world or something like that. They have their own nice little airship. But we've talked about a lot in the past how frustrating the rabbits are in Mario games.
Yep.
And I think Nintendo it's kind of like a meta joke where they've officially turned the rabbits into villains. They all have their own little unique styles and clothings and all that, which to me perfectly shows that we're going to deal with boss fights. And of course, if you look in the background, a dome.
Yep. All back here.
We gotta go back to that real
like
quick.
the other boss battle or something.
Yeah, that was a boss battle with what looked like a fat chicken trying to steal a Hot Pocket.
Ooh, hey. The Inside Out Hot Pocket?
No, just a regular Hot Pocket. There's just like molting lava
Let's see, yeah.
coming out of it, like a regular Hot Pocket.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And if you can tell, that's actually one of the bunnies. I love this shot, by the way. But yeah, that's one of the rabbits that you're going to have to fight. Looks like we're inside some caves, the Mayan tunnels, that are, underground to the desert area. Right? I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the ice in the background.
Yeah,
So
you
it
can
looks
see
kinda
the
like an
ice.
cave.
We're kind of underground. It makes sense that you were going to traverse into pyramids or under the pyramids, under the desert, and this will be part of that area.
And you can also see it probably lifting off of the ground.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe that's opening the hole that you actually travel into.
Yep.
And of course, one of our final shots, we're getting a nice. If you pause it here, you can see like the front prongs of like whenever you plug in a lamp or something. Can't think of what those are called.
The light sockets. Like
It's the
power cable.
It's the penis for the light socket vagina.
Yes.
That's his nose. So he's clearly powered by electricity.
He's coming to get that electricity out of Mario, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
And that's pretty much our trailer.
That's pretty much it. Yeah, there's a couple of more things worth pointing out other than the amazing visuals. Pause it here if you can for me. We have our Super Mario Odyssey logo. We see the Mario hats, which obviously are super important. Hats are important. They're making the actual logo. And then we're seeing the globe as the O, which is, implying a big part of what we're doing here, which is traveling.
in
around.
one capacity or another, yes.
Yeah. And then there's one final reveal here at the end of the trailer, which of course ties the whole hat thing together. There it is, Banjo-Kazooie eyes on the top of Mario's hat.
No idea what that means as of yet.
He's a character,
Right, but
similar to like Minish Cap or
but to what
Trico in
extent?
The Last Guardian.
No way to tell.
Yeah. Look at that mustache, man. Look at the hair. Good
Yeah.
job, Nintendo.
Yeah, at least on this.
Yeah.
Gotta hand it to him.
Go ahead and finish the trailer out, and we'll close this out. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully it wasn't too boring for you. We really appreciate it. This is the first time that we've attempted something like this. So let us know if you want us to do this again. Obviously they may not bear as delicious fruits as what a Mario Odyssey trailer will bear, but we'll definitely try this again if you guys like it. So thanks for hanging out. I'm Major Tom.
I'm DKP, and hopefully you learned something.
Yeah.
Yep. Alright, see you fellas later, and subscribe here on YouTube, twitch.tv/chainsawape if you want live gaming content almost every night of the week. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.
Later.